Greetings and salutations, my fellow Entropians. It is hunting with Lorespade time here in Entropia Universe. We are out here and about here on New Treasure Island. That's right, one of my favorite places to go. One of my favorite places to hunt. Not just because I own a whole bunch of it. It might actually have something to do with it, but we're going to be hunting some warriors and some drones today. Got a few things to say. We're doing a voiceover right now because I want to try something new every once in a while. I think that you got to try new things sometimes, and I don't really have too much experience with voiceovers, but kind of figured that I could probably stay on topic just a little bit extra if I can just like talk over the stuff that I just recorded. So we're gonna see. But the topic of conversation today is going to be various different things. We are going to be talking about the looter levels, which is animal looter, mutant looter, and robot looter. My robot looter is under level 50. I think it's like around 48 probably. While my animal looter is up around like 67 or so. And I notice there's a lot of disparity. I noticed that if I go hunting robots and mutants, I'm not doing as good as if I go after animals. And with just a little bit of those levels, it's like there is a solid difference with your looter levels. Now, honestly, when you are going out and getting your skills when you're first starting out in the game, or if you're just, a mid-range player and you're wanting to up your game and you have not done things to improve your looter levels, aside from, actually getting skinning skill and getting your reaping and, this, that, and whatever. Like, if you're like sitting around like level 30 and you just got the unlock, you're at a great position right there. But you really do have to progress to get the secondary unlocks for your looter skills. Is very important. And the only way to really do that is to get the primary, like, skinning, it's not reaping for the first one, is it? I'm not quite sure. I'm like drawing a blank right now, but I think it's a good thing I got the Nexus opened. Let's see. I'm going to open up the Nexus, and we're gonna actually see. Let's see. Animals or something. Animal looter. Okay. Ooh. Gotta sneeze. Oh boy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, here's what we're actually talking about. Alright, so it's skinning is the primary skill. It's weight, as they call it. What it actually like throws down and pounds down into the profession is about 35. But when you get your secondary unlock of butchering, which if I'm reading this correctly, it unlocks at level 30. At level 30, you definitely get, on any of the professions, you get the secondary looter skill. And butchering and all the other ones for the other categories is like a 10 weights. So it's like number 2 on the strongest portion that goes into your professions. Now, all this being said, getting the side skills for a vast majority of your looter skills is very important. Even though you're looking at the lower weight of, like, say, anatomy, which is like 7, as it compared to skinning is 35. You got zoology, which is 4. It's important to level up a pet. It gives looter skills. Zoology is definitely one that you get from pet taming. So it's kind of important to leave that little bunny rabbit or whatever pet that you have and feed the little guy, because it's going to go into your looter skills. I know some people ain't wanting to hear that, but make sure if you're going to be leveling up a pet, make sure it gives you a buff. like for real. Be it the auto loot buff or I don't know, that crit bonus buff or whatever. Just constantly, I know it's gonna be a little bit costly just feeding the dang thing, but yeah, leave your pet out. It helps. But that's only a weight of 4, which isn't all that great, but whatever. And a lot of your side skills, you're going to be getting like perception, serendipity, and it's going to bring up your looter skills as well. When it comes down to robot looting, skilling on a mothership or just regular VSE to get engineering and to get electrician skill or whatever. I don't care what it's called, but you know what I mean. You'll get that, and it goes into robot looter, but still, you got to collect these side skills. And something like tree cutting is definitely really good for getting those side skills. So, like analysis, you're gonna get that from probably tree cutting. I think it's tree cutting you get it from. I have the information right here. Yeah, resource gatherer. Definitely we'll go into it. So yeah, resource gatherer, and it goes into scanning. Believe it or not, you're gonna get some actual skills from scanning for analysis, but these are all side skills. It's all side skills. It's very important to do your side skills, especially if it's cheaper than breaking out a gun and going hunting and getting the main primary skill in some cases. So you gotta weigh what kind of budget you're working with right now, and to prepare yourself maybe a few years from now, if you're playing the long game, getting some side skills early on. Oh, and just on a side note, right now on the screen, we just went over all the markup items that are dropping off of all this, but pay attention to the sound of my voice as I give you some really good information and ideas. So it is very important to go ahead and plan ahead, play the long game, get your looter skills up, and then it's fine to go out and hunt with the low looter skill. Like, I'm not saying don't go out and hunt and have fun. You're still going to. What it basically does, and listen, I know some people are out there like, looter skills don't do anything. That is a bold-faced lie. I'm just here to tell you, I notice a difference between what I used to be able to do, what I currently can do at like robot looter and mutant looter, like when I fight those things, versus my animal looter. There is a huge difference in the composition of loot, even with the high efficiency weapon. There is a difference. So keep that in mind. Aim for level 30 and unlock that skill. That whatever secondary skill there is. Most likely you're going to be doing some animal looting and stuff like that. But a good place to level up is probably Mayhem, where you just constantly just shoot. But make sure you always have a skill pill, because a skill pill is really important whenever you go to get those looter skills. And check this out, when you're fighting low level mobs, you can grind straight through them with a skill pill. Every single kill is the potential chance that you're going to get that looter skill. Absolutely. Alright, so do it. But go cut some trees. Do what you can to get your looter skill up. As much as you can, grinding out those side skills. Those side skills are very, very nice. Especially cutting trees. No one wants to go around and cut trees. But listen, I did it for like 3 months straight or something like that. Maybe 2 months straight. Maybe 3. I don't know. I cut trees, okay? And I watched a lot of anime during that time. I was happy as a horse. I put the time in, and I got like a good 5 looter skills, and this was like when it was like level 40 or something, okay? So just imagine putting all those side skills in at a lower level. Like I knew a guy that all he did was trees when he first started out, got to looter level 10. Then he went to go hunt, and it didn't do anything. Well, yeah, it needs to be higher. Like a lot higher. You need like to really see like a really solid difference, you need to first hunt and see where you're at, then get your looter skills, then hunt again and see where you're at. But it's not a surefire way. It's not surefire. It's not 100% that you're going to profit all the time. That's just the thing. But what I think it really does, and it says that it does this, it improves the quality and the quantity of your loot, is what it does. When it says quality, we're talking more drops of stackables and whatnot. Things that you can sell for a markup instead of shrapnel. That's huge. It's going to allow you to not take as many losses over time. You're still going to take it a little bit. You still got your repair bills and all that stuff to pay. So if you can finagle it to where you're paying lower on your repair bills, that's huge. But it's very useful. So when it comes down to me doing some robot looting, I noticed that I'm slightly below what I would do while hunting animals or something like that, because it's like a good 15 levels below my animal looter. But let me just go ahead on an aside note. Your main goal should be to get to level 60. Because level 60 is kind of special in one aspect. The secondary, actually, I guess it would be the treasury or whatever, or the third. This is the third unlock for your looter skill. That affects all your skills. That affects animal looter. It affects, to be more specific, it's scavenging. You unlock scavenging, and you're rock solid good and golden, and that's at level 60. You also get scientist unlock, which is huge. That opens up a few things that you can. Every single time you heal yourself, you might get some science skill. Every time you do your VSE, science skill. It's huge, and it goes into your looter skills. So level 60 should be the area of which you should aim for. I'm not gonna lie, I have chipped in a lot of skinning. And that's because I want to get there a lot faster to basically affect my skills a little bit better, or not just my skills, to affect my loot returns that much more, to unlock those extra skills. That's why I chipped in. You can pick one looter skill to chip in the most. If you like hunting robots, chip in robot looter until you hit 60 or so just so you get that third unlock and you never have to touch it again. But trying to find that on the auction house all the time, it goes fast, trust me. It's one of those things. People want that skill. They'll buy that skill and they'll chip that skill in because it's huge. It does work. It does give you a little bit more of an edge efficient wise. So keep that in mind. It's pretty big, you know. So looter skills, something really huge to think about. Worth investing in, should be your primary thing to invest in the game for long-term survivability in a real cash economy game. Why? Because you'll take your dollar and it will last longer. So yeah. What more could I say about looter skills, am I right? It's freaking wonderful. Alright, so on a side note right now, I just finished watching a wonderful video by Forgotten Games. Big shout out right now to you, bro. I have just taken that video and put it up into my community tab on my YouTube channel. Go watch that video. Very smart, very immaculate, about 14 minutes long, telling you the different ways you can be a hunter, which is kind of crazy. Like, I identify as a crafter hunter. I go not to just go get markup loot. I go to get loot that I can craft with. I tend to not go after like the really big mobs, with the exception of some of the migration mobs currently. So yeah, I just, this is what I do. I mostly like to go after the mobs that can actually, I can craft stuff with. Why do you think I'm shooting robots right now? Apparently, Forgotten Games, he likes his robots too. I'm just saying. But for the exact same reasons I'm doing it. In case you guys are wondering, my primary focus on this robot hunt is to get robot laser sights, which during Resource Mayhem spiked hard because they're used in the crafting of the R Matrix extender. So that's like 200 PEDs TT to even craft that, which is nice. Usually when I sell it, I'm like, yay, I have money. And the markup on it is actually pretty decent. So yay on that front too. You can make a little bit of money like that. Very oversaturated market. That's one of the downsides, is you are competing with quite a few other crafters. And the thing is, when it comes down to crafting, it's really nice to have like a really good supply of stuff and people crafting these things, and the prices just keep going lower and lower. It's good for people that need to buy it. Not so good for the crafter that would love to sell it at a higher rate. You might think that people are just price gouging and whatnot, but like if they're like actually paying markup to buy the materials needed to craft such a thing, then they need to actually sell it at a higher rate. Which is why it makes me, as a crafter hunter, as they say, or hunter crafter, whatever you want to say, whatever Forgotten Games explained it as, I could go out and get the stuff, and just because it has a markup, whatever, it's TT for me when I go to craft it. And then I can undercut whoever. That's the big advantage to being a hunter crafter. When you craft or hunt for your own crafted materials. But the only downside is if you don't have the proper skills or a high enough looter level, or you're using like a gun that's gonna rip you to shreds ped-wise, you know, you're gonna be taking a little bit of losses. So even still, like you're gonna want to sell it for your finished product for a little bit higher. So you just gotta weigh the benefits and all this other stuff, or not. I don't weigh my benefits. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'll just undercut you by a little bit and hope that somebody doesn't undercut me, and I hope for a quick sell. I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not gonna like mass craft something and just post like 5 things like under somebody. I'll post 1, and then I'm like, all right. And that's how I undercut, so that way like it gets sold before they even realize that they've been undercut. It's shady, not really. It's just how it goes. Either that, or I'll just place it on bid only and then drag down the market that way. I mean, either or. I'm happy with either way as long as I get paid. It is what it is. And that's kind of gonna give me into a good side tangent here. Like, there's a lot of like, I don't know. I'm speculating here. So if I'm wrong, you just disregard or whatever. But like, it does seem like you got the crafter gamblers out there Just mass crafting the same damn thing, hoping for like a big, huge freaking payday. And then they flood the market with all this stuff, and it's like, yo, okay, well, thanks a lot for like flooding the market, and now what are the rest of us supposed to do? You know, and it kind of feels like that to me. But I mean, whatever. Like they could be like spreadsheeting like crazy, being like, all right, if I do this, this, and this, and blah blah blah, plus minus, and I just gotta sell it like at this rate, and boom, I'm just gonna like flood the market right here and sell it at this rate, and I'm good if I can get like half the things to sell, and it is what it is. I mean, they could be doing that, and then I'm just left to just be like, well shoot, I guess they're not really gambling it away. They're actually playing smart, but why would you just flood the market all the time? I'm just saying. Give somebody else a chance. But then again, like, it's also probably a good thing that they do, because it makes prices go lower and whatnot, and then people get things for cheaper. That's the way the economy works, man. Competition is good. I mean, that's good. People get lower priced items, and I mean, if you're inefficient, you'll lose money, but somebody else is gonna take that gain somehow. That's just how it works. So that's why I love this game. It's so massive. You can just look at the price history of a single item and be like, oh wow, this item has gone for quite the ride. And then on some other items, like, wow, this is really cheap, we should just TT it. When in actuality, it needs to be cheap for the crafters. So keep that in mind if you... Just kidding. Bet you somebody jumped. Alright, yeah, apparently it stopped recording, so I was like, oh my god, I'm like, oh, like, my screen went blank, and like, the power saver mode went on, I'm like, oh my god, what's going on? But it saved all of me talking, so like, that's a huge plus. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put a Hoff sound right here. Just to mess with you guys. But I was listening to some of the stuff I was saying earlier in the video, and I'm like, alright, yeah, pretty solid. I wish that I was a lot better. I don't want to edit. I'm like the long form guy, you know, like I'll just say words and stuff, and you know, to each their own. I'm glad you guys like listening to me, but when it comes down to all the stuff with the looter skills, it just popped in my mind. It is very important while you're getting these looter skills, okay, when your codex pops in and you have the choices to pick what you want, and if you're under level 30 in any looter skill, you need to be picking codex for looter skills almost exclusively. It helps a huge amount. Your best bet is to open up the Entropia Nexus and look at the skills. I used to be like, open up the Entropia wiki and go to skills and look up what you need to get your looter skills up. Either or, I don't care which one you do, but you need to use one of them, one or the other. You can use both for all I care. All I want you to do is go and look and see what skills you need and kind of almost memorize it. So every single time a codex pops up, you're picking something that's going to raise your looter skills. Now, that being said, all the other skills, like, I mean, if you want to level up your aim a little bit through your codex, man, I don't know what to tell you. probably not the best idea. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna shoot the gun and get the skills that way. You're gonna be grinding anyway, so you might as well just like pick the best stuff. Like when you go and take a look at some of the prices for some of these skills, and that's another thing. If you're gonna codex, look at the prices of the skills that are being sold in the skill implant chips or whatever, and pick your skills that way. You know, whatever you think you need to do. But those looter skills, anything on the side looter skills, is pretty much a rock solid bet that it's going to be worth it to pick that above all else. In my opinion, I have opinions, but I'm trying to convince you to have the same opinion. That's just how it is. But I hate to say it, man. Somebody out there is like, nah, looter skills ain't the way to go. You got to pick the hit points and your dodge and evade. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know, you're not wrong. Those are very important skills to be grabbing too. If you can double dip hit points and yeah, definitely if you can double dip hit points and looter skills at the same dang time, that would be absolutely fantabulous. And here is a quick little list of those things. Dexterity. That's something that you can put into. That's 800 hit points, points per hit point. 800. So every single time you click a little bit of that, you're gonna get a little bit more on your hit point bar. But as it says right here, let's see. Also, scientist gives it, serendipity gives it at 1600, perception as well. So these are all the things. That being said, anatomy is always a good pick, but it does not give you hit points. Alertness is something decent to pick, and I think alertness also goes into your dodge and evade and jammer professions. So if you're gonna double dip, into your dodge and evade professions while getting your looter skills, that's good too. So like double dip either hit points or to improve your evade and dodge and stuff like that. So that's pretty important, pretty interesting advice. But when it comes down to if you're going like full on like getting some actual hit point skills when you're rocking your codex, athletics is a good way to go. It goes into your evader skills. I guess your courage is pretty good. That's 320. That also, you get a lot of that from melee. Courage pops up a lot when you do melee, and that's one of the things that is actually raising your hit points whenever you are doing that. So keep that in mind. But if you're just like picking like melee skills in general, you're not double dipping at all like into the really important skills, unless it gives you hit points. Like if it's just gonna rock solid just give you hit points, yeah, go ahead and pick that. You know, it's not a big deal. I mean, at least you're getting something. But one thing I don't do is codex directly into evade and dodge. I don't do that. I just pick the side skills regardless of anything, because the side skills actually go into all of them. Like for the example of I guess the alertness and the athletics. The athletics goes into all your dodge skills. It goes into dodger, evader, and jammer. So there you go. You're raising three things at once, but not at a really high amount, unfortunately. When it says like the athletics, the weight of athletics is 14, while the weight of evade is like 25. So every time you get an evade skill, it's like it goes into differently. I'm not the math magician guy, you know. I'm the just, you know, the wordsmith. So, but I know this stuff. I know it works, and it's applicable and practical to do these things. but maybe somebody can map this stuff out for you. I don't know. So, but yeah, just get your codex in ducks in a row. Double dip, getting those side skills is pretty cool. If you can double dip your I guess it's just mainly alertness is gonna double dip your looter skills with your evade skills. That's why I love picking alertness, but you lose out on hit points. It is what it is. But work, you got to work to improve your skills, and it's just important to plan ahead when you're doing all this stuff. It's just the nature of the beast. All right, 1 second. All right, so in other news, Diabolical Dominion has recruited Slump Dog, the owner of Mutation Station, making Mutation Station the new Diabolical hunting grounds. Used to be the Quorum Coast until David Joker Pertanis sold it, and now we have Mutation Station. So that's pretty exciting news. Hopefully we can do our part to help them out as much as we can, especially my Diabolicals. See if we can't every once in a while go over there and pew some Bocals, Oros, Camaldons, and Argonauts. Yeah, that's right, Argonauts. It seems that we went from Fowls to Nikantu to Argonauts, which Argonauts are actually pretty chill. Most of the stuff currently right now on Mutation Station is pretty low maturity. Low density spawns. Homie spent a lot of money to get the land area, so he's working kind of like at a budget running the land. So, but he is still running the land. Still worth it to go over there to hunt. And that's gonna segue me into one of my least favorite topics ever. I'm going to talk to you guys about texturing and coloring. Just briefly. That's one of those really expensive things to be a profession in. It's not just, the crafting of the textures or anything like that. It's the application of the textures themselves. And it makes a big portion of the loot that drops in the game, like skins and stuff like that, are for texture crafters and tailoring and stuff like that, but mostly texture crafters. You can't have like a really cool looking texture unless you have a texture crafter to applicate the textures on someone's stuff. And unfortunately, on Calypso, it's so hard to do textures on Calypso. That's why some of these planet partners out there have kind of like made like low-level textures just to get people kick-started into it. And we still got a lot of gatekeeping on some of the lower-level stuff, like Tab Skin. That stuff hardly even drops, and so it's so damn expensive. It's crazy. But that it's like where a lot of people want to get some side markup, but unfortunately, there's not enough texturers and colorers. I think coloring is going to be a little bit easier, but I feel like there's not enough people doing that profession, and that means a lot of these skins from Cali just don't get. They just get TT'd. It's like, well, this has a low markup on it. I'm just gonna throw it in the TT. It's not gonna sell. And it's sad. It's sad. I finally reached the level of which I could do Snable Snots now, which is like level 16. I'm like, okay, now we could do some Snable Snots. So now there's actually definitely some markup for Snable Snots out there. So if you're low level or a low depositing player, go rock some Snable Snots, and hopefully you'll get like at least 150% markup on the skins. Courtesies of me, because I'll probably buy them. And And I'm doing that, well, because for one, like, I can definitely make some stuff with it. I haven't actually. I did make a Sleipnir with the skin, like 300 applications on it, and it did not sell, so it kind of made me a little bit upset, but whatever. And that's the other half the side of the coin, because texturing is like such a niche part of the game, it seems, with not a lot of people doing it. Whenever some reseller or whatever gets their hands on some of these items, they're like, oh, it's pretty colors. Oh, I don't care how much it costs. The TT value is this. I could probably just make the standard fare. And it's just really frustrating because nobody looks at it at a really cool texture and be like, yeah, I'll pay an extra 20 PED for this. Like, no one does that. It could be like black and purple, like, oh, that's still too expensive. I could get a cheaper one. It's like, no one really cares. The only people that really do care is if it's like some female outfit or whatever that just has pretty colors on it. It's like, okay, great. Like some sort of brawl panty set or whatever. I don't know. It's like, okay, well, yeah, it has pretty cool colors. Yeah, go ahead, spend like 75 extra PD on that. Like, it's crazy. But I can't sell my basic pants for plus 10 TT because the market value says it's running for -1. Because for whatever reason, so frustrating. It is what it is. It's just very frustrating. But maybe with if we could get some more people in the game and stuff like that, new people need clothing and stuff like that, because like there's only so many pieces of clothing that a person needs and whatnot. And I've made some pretty outstanding clothing that people are like, yeah, I will definitely give you like an extra 20 pet. That actually looks freaking amazing. And then and only then do I like get a little bit of my returns back for doing all this stuff, because whenever you apply a texture, you get like a small amount back, like probably like 90% back in a TT value and PED when you apply a texture. So that like other 10% is like gone with the wind. It's like, and it's, I don't know, like usually it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. But I'd like to believe that you get some of that money back in your loot somehow. But it's usually what I say to as an extreme cope, to be like, well, yeah, it's just some random decay. I'll get it back eventually. I don't math well, so I don't know if that's the truth. But whatever. I'm just gonna believe that. You know, it'd be a loot theory for me. Hey, you can laugh all you want. You can just be like, yeah, you got hosed, Lores. You got definitely hosed, and it is what it is. Speaking of getting hosed, everyone needs a high efficiency loot 2.0 weapon. To be completely honest, because if you don't have one, you're definitely getting hosed. It's worth the thousands of dollars. This is a pay-to-win game after all, so you should probably be paying, and so you can win along with the rest of everybody else that has one. I could be wrong, but it just very frustrating. Just like I've been playing this entire time without a loot 2.0 weapon, and I could have been like saving thousands of dollars maybe. Like, come on, dude. Like, for real. But I guess all of it went to my suit. You can't be mad about it. It's a part of the game. It's been a part of the game. You just do what you gotta do, but don't get hosed. Go get a really good weapon if you are able to. I really do understand the fact that, and I admire the fact that there are players that are low depositors that can absolutely have a lot of fun in this game. As for me, I would say that I am a whale of sorts. Give me a little bit more time, get my money straight, and I will prove it to you. But as you can tell from the weekly Deeds and Shares payout show, I have put in a decent amount of money playing this game. It's usually whenever I get really upset with my losses, I usually just, instead of like getting mad and cashing out, I'll like get mad, liquidate, and buy some Deeds and Shares and go on holiday, and just wait it out and come back and just pumping money in again. But I feel like I don't need to do that right now, mostly because I have to pay back for the gun still. It's gonna be, I'm gonna keep saying it to you guys that I have to pay the man back, so you'll know when I'm done, and it's gonna be fantabulous for everybody. Because then I'm gonna basically see where I stand and where I can go, and how far I can go with what I got. Right now, it's just I'm holding on for dear life for this 600 or 6,000 PED in my wallet right now. For I guess the first, which is probably going to be tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this, or the 1st of August 2024, to pay the man his 5,000 PED. Then this is going to leave me with 1,000 PED to work with, and I'm already scraping the bottom of the barrel for this ammo, grabbing ammo out of the PED supply just to be able to keep playing. That said, I don't know if you guys know the status of my storage facility, but I definitely got a nice big supply of stuff I need to be selling in some way, shape, fashion, or form, to get some even more PED, so I can just keep playing. I have it there. It's there. I just need to sell it so I can keep playing, and I don't need to make any deposits. Now, I did make a small deposit of $75 to buy a platinum pack. That's right, I buy platinum packs now for my skill pills, because you get 50 every time you buy them, and you can just recycle most of the gear that you get, so it doesn't hold up your inventory. Just boom, you got some nano cubes, and I guess some of them you actually have to sell outright, but whatever. You even get some oil, whatever. And 50 skill pills, and there you go. Now I got more skill pills than I do ammo, because I just burned through ammo so fast. And I wouldn't say I burned through the ammo so fast as I convert my ammo. What the in the world? I convert my ammo. I guess I can't press any buttons right now while I'm doing this. Man, all right, whatever. But it looks like, just when it comes down to all of the stuff, I love Entropia, I really do, and I'm just really hoping that the content creators pumping out content right now can get everyone that's new on a good footing, a knowledge base, to where they know what they need to do. And to be completely honest, I know that there's going to be some people out there, they're like, oh, this game is way too expensive for me. Don't even. It's not. Just take it slow. You don't need to, like, go crazy. You don't need to deposit hundreds of dollars every other day, like me, or whatever. You just don't. You can definitely, like, see, that's my problem. Like, I'll deposit the money and I'll play with it and throw everything in storage and be like, I have no more ammo. Oh my god, what am I supposed to do now? And I just buy more ammo and keep going, and it just, the cycle repeats, and then I get a storage full of stuff. I'm like, I guess I can't put any more money in the game. I guess I should probably sell this stuff. Holy crap, this is like $1,000 worth of stuff in this storage right now. I guess I need to really sell so I can just play longer. So, yeah, you gotta handle everything. Hey, Medusa Bazaar at Medusa's Head Teleporter, at the Medusa Teleporter, shop 1 of floor 2, shop 1. go buy something so I can cycle out some of my items so I can like keep it stocked. Very important, so I can like, you know, liquidate a little bit. I have good stuff there, and sometimes it's cheaper. I don't know. Help me out. Help yourself out. Get some good stuff. You will not be disappointed. Or maybe you will be. I don't know. It's not like buying my stuff is going to increase your luck in any way. But what if it did? What if I'm selling the most lucky equipment ever, and you wouldn't know because you didn't buy any? Except for you guys that have bought anything from me. Just let me know if you're hoffing big. Like, I bought this gun and I hoffed big. I like to hear that. Everybody wants to hear that. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Okay, let's see. I don't know, but at some point in time, I picked up an empty skill implant. I don't know if it was last night on Arcadia or if it was during this robot hunt, but I'm really interested in finding out exactly when it dropped for me. So if anybody sees it in the video whatsoever, please timestamp it for me. Or in the Arcadia hunt last night on that live stream, I really want to know when I got like a really nice 14 PED empty skill implant, because I don't pay attention to my loot at this point. I used to pay attention to my loot all the time. Now I do not. And now I'm like getting really nice items, and it's like, yo, when did that happen? I don't know. It's good though. We're good. Oh yeah, by the way, down in the lower left-hand corner of... We got the salt mines up and flowing. I don't know if you've been reading the rookie chat, but we have just recorded most of all the rookie chat. I have no idea what they've been saying. I was reading it during recording. I think I typed in it at least once. It was like, talk about politics. And Bass was like, oh, what, me? I'm like, yeah, sure. just do it. just to try to see if things got started. But whatever, I'm sorry, my bad. But it looks like we're doing our ending of the hunt. I think, as I said before, like, my robot looter skill is a little bit lower, so it just feels like I've been losing. And there's that empty skill implant. When did that drop? I don't know. It's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Not understanding when and why. But this was a 400 PED hunt, and we pretty much stopped at 400 PED. I'm really surprised that I can burn through $40 worth of ammo in like 40 minutes. So I guess like maybe a 500 PED hunt it will probably take us an entire hour. But I think we've exhausted things to talk about today. I hope, I hope everybody had a really nice time. Make sure you like the video, like, share, and subscribe, because that's important. And stay tuned for more Entropia Universe content with your boy Lorespade. I'm working on pumping out some content for you daily. I think doing daily content is pretty good for the algorithm. Unfortunately, I'm going to run out of stuff to talk about, but at least we're talking about some really good stuff right now, you know? I'm trying to get everybody that's on the same page. And with that being said, we roll the credits. There are no credits. It's just me. It's all me, all the time. So... I will catch you on the next one. There's going to be some videos popping up here in just a second. Just stand by and let that happen. And I guess I will be with you at a later date. Maybe stay tuned, hit the bell. I might do some live streams. Who knows? All the things. all the things. We're doing it. We're doing well. Like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye. I'll see you later. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, ciao, or something. Kote te amas. I'm out of here.